Hello, and welcome back to Satisfactory, Outpost in the Desert. We are going to finish up the steel outpost today, and hopefully have time to double our power grid. Right now we're on the lower floor, where the iron ingots are smelted. Uh, I went ahead between episodes and moved all of the hypertubes to the outside of the building. I think it looks a lot better. Also frees up a little bit of the floor space on the inside. So this is our steel foundries, where the steel ingots are made. Let's see, okay, they're all carried to this western side here. Have we put up conveyor lifts? Yeah, excellent. So let's head up to the top floor. Okay, so our steel ingots will be coming out of these three lifts on the west side, and we need to place uh, 48 constructors, 24 for steel pipes, 24 for steel beams. Let's paste this off so we know how much space we need. 1, 2, 12. Okay, perfect. 24. So that gives us a space that we can use between the two sets of 12. Okay. Okay, this is the center. So this is where we should have them merging. Let's put a merger here. Okay. That's not centered. There we go. Now, constructors. How much space do we have behind me here? Okay, we've got plenty of space. So we'll put a space between. There we go. Now we want a row of 12. Okay, now we're going to skip this foundation and put 12 more here. That is just perfect. A little room on the side for walking. And now we mirror this for a second row. More constructors. One space between the merger and constructor. Okay. One. Why doesn't that look aligned? What is that? I don't know. It's giving me a teal line, even though there's no way. Just make sure. Yeah, okay. It must be from the floor below us. That must be a bug. Sorry about the reduced pace of these videos. You know, these outposts take a lot of time. I've had to spend a little bit of time planning the future episodes and also, you know, like laying down foundations. And YouTube's been a little bit finicky. Twice in the last week, I've started a video upload and then come back 3 hours later, and it's been stalled, and has forced me to restart the upload from the beginning. It's always a drag. But I've been thinking about the best way to transport items from outpost to outpost, and I think the only sane way to do it is to have a central storage hub, and I'll talk about that more in a second here. Okay, so I think we're gonna have this cluster on right, this eastern cluster of 24. We'll have these making beams. Doesn't really matter. Beams. This western cluster will make pipes. So these are also pipes. And these last 12 are beams. Now, we need to be a little bit clever with our steel ingots here in how we feed these, because the recipes require significantly different amounts of ingots, right? Let's just go to the middle. Steel beams, we need 60 ingots per minute. Steel pipes, we only need 30, right? So one belt, one of our steel ingot belts here, will completely supply every constructor that's making pipes. But we'll need 2 of these belts to supply our steel beams. So here's what I'm thinking. And there may be a better way to do this, but this is what I'm going with. Let's okay, let's put down a splitter with 1 space. The same over here. Splitter, 1 space. So this middle belt here, which way are we merging? I mean, I feel like we've got to merge to the east. Okay, good. Let's get a conveyor pole. Is that second interval? Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Now we're gonna put a splitter here. I'm not sure how good this is gonna look. This is kind of a test. Let's come down. 1, 2. Okay. And over here. 1, 2. Okay. So this middle belt is going to feed all 24 of our steel pipe constructors. And what we're going to do for the others is we're going to just set up conveyor poles on top here. It's usually easier to place the conveyor pole first. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, great. Okay. The first one's right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, great. And then each of these outer belts will just travel above the splitters to reach the constructors that are making the beams. Let's put down our splitters. So back to the storage hub. I had originally thought that we could just have, like a truck station. Say, let's use the motor outpost as an example, okay? Because we're using the alternate recipe for rotors that requires steel pipes and wire. And we're doing that because steel pipes and wire are the two ingredients you need to make stators as well, right? So super simple, you transport wire from the copper outpost and steel pipes from the steel outpost, and you've got everything you need to make both rotors and stators. And originally I thought, we'd have a truck depot at the copper outpost, taking the wire from the outpost directly to the motor outpost. And same thing, we'd have a truck station at the steel outpost that would, pick up steel pipes and transfer those to the motor outpost. But the potential for trucks or tractors, whatever vehicle you're using, to get congested with the kind of spaghetti that is like, when I say spaghetti, I mean like the routes. The routes between outposts for these vehicles, as you add more outposts and you add more, complex recipes that require, a greater number of basic resources to be transported, it's going to be a traffic jam. The trucks are going to be running into each other. It's going to be a nightmare. So I think the only reasonable way to do is to have like your resources, basically everything that you produce, transported to a central storage hub, and then from the central storage hub to the final destination where those components are needed. We're just going to hook up the belts now. So this storage hub idea, it's kind of a daunting task. One, because how big does it need to be? By big, I mean how big does the platform need to be? You have to consider, if you're using trucks, you have to allow plenty of space between the truck stations so that the incoming and outgoing vehicles are not colliding. So this is where this belt ends for pipes. Now let's go and grab our ingots for the steel beams. And then also, how many storage containers do you need at the storage hub? Just like accumulating components. And here's the big one for you know how I've built this outpost factory at this stage of the game. Once you've got the storage factory built and you start routing resources to it, all of these parts of your factory that have basically been like lying dormant with their storage containers full, they're gonna kick back up. You know, they're going to wake up and start drawing power again. And our power grid cannot support it. You know, we're gonna need coal generators, or I'm sorry, we're gonna need fuel generators to support that kind of power draw, even with the limited number of machines that we have powered up, even, you know, with our limited belt capacity. We would definitely blow way over our current power grid of, you know, like 1100, and I think it's very likely that we would also surpass the, you know, the doubled up amount that we're about to get to in this episode of, you know, 2200, 2300. So that's daunting. And I think the only, maybe I'm not going to say the only reasonable way, but certainly a reasonable way to do this is to kind of stage it out, to start with just a few vehicles to get us, you know, into tiers 5 and 6, and then, you know, producing the components we need to unlock trains. And once you've unlocked trains, traffic jams are no longer a consideration, because, you know, trains they run on a rail, they don't collide, and these are mergers, not splitters. And plus, they can be automated in a better way, I feel, and the amount of resources they can carry so much greater. Plus, you know, the train stations, the freight stations themselves are basically storage. You know, they hold a lot of components. So rather than, you know, automate everything with trucks and tractors now, and then, you know, in a week have to go back and replace all those with train stations, which is, you know, inevitable. You want to use trains. I think it's best just to do the tractors on a limited scale right now to get us where we need to be to get through, you know, all the milestones to unlock trains, and then really go hard on the trains and the storage depot. I'm getting pretty eager to get out of tiers 3 and 4. We've been here a long time. It served a purpose for sure. I mean, we're going to be in such a great position in terms of scaling up, but, you know, it's been a while. Okay, let's hook up these mergers. I'm pretty sure that these will all fit on, yeah. So we've got 24 constructors, outputting 15 each. Yeah, that's only 360 items. Not a problem. And I think that the constructor is making pipes output at 20 pipes per minute, but still, that's not going to be a problem for a Mark V belt. Not at all. Okay, now here we're going to have to do the opposite. We're going to have to put a stackable conveyor pole there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that just works out really well. Did we get it? Yeah, nice. Okay. It's hard to target, like when you're in the middle of everything here. I can't really stand on the merger because then I'm in the way. I need some vantage here. Come on. Okay. There we go. And now our pipes will shift up onto this belt above to get to the eastern end, where will be collected by first a truck that will take them just directly to the motor factory, and once we've unlocked trains, it will, they'll all load up into a freight station to be transported to the storage depot. That's one great thing about train stations too, right? Is that like a truck depot, truck station, unless you want to mess with like smart splitters or programmable splitters, the truck station is really only handling one component, one type of component at a time, right? Whereas a train depot, if you have multiple components, you just add more freight stations, no problem. Okay, let's get our Mark 1 belts. Hook these guys up as quickly as we can. I guess we're only 20 minutes ahead, that's not bad. But I want to get this done in the next, 5 minutes if possible. And then we've got to go back out to our coal generators and double up. So I'm thinking I'll put the storage hub, out to the west. I think it's directly west, kind of near like where the waterfall, the giant waterfall oasis is. Because like there are no like real resources out there that would be ideal for like having another outpost, right? And also the oil, which we're gonna need in tier 5 as soon as we unlock it. It's right on the other side of that wall where the waterfall is. So it's like it's to the west of all of our current outposts, but the oil, pretty critical component, is to the west of that. So it'll be central in that way. Then the crystal outpost is also going to be significantly west of all these current outposts, but not as west as the oil, and it's quite a bit south as well. That's weird. Why did this just stop there? Oh, it just put down its own conveyor belt. Alright. Now we just need our Mark 1 belts on our splitters. Mark 1, not Mark 3. Man, setting up oil, that is going to be fun. Right now, like I'm thinking that it's all going to be like one giant oil outpost, right? Near the crude oil nodes. And just, out there we will we'll pump the crude oil and refine it and deal with the byproducts. We've got to come up with a way to balance the byproducts and the products so that everything is running continually. Because if you don't have storage for the byproducts, then your production of the primary product, the plastic or rubber or whatever, will halt. And I don't want to just throw everything into an item sink. I think that feels like cheating. I don't want to just have a lot of storage containers. I want to, if it's possible, I want to find a way to actually balance the production of the products and the byproducts in a way that is sustainable. Okay, now we just need power. So we'll think about how many of these we can power based on our current belt capacity. 30 per minute. At 240, that's 8 constructors. 4 pipes. Okay. So this in a way that there's no clipping if possible. There we go. Let's make this a Mark II. Just because. Okay. And then standard placement. Oh, crap. Okay. So we'll have to go to the side for these because we can't put it on top of that belt. Not a big deal. And one more. Okay, so we know we can power 8 constructors making pipes, but the constructors making beams require twice as many. Of course, we are using, they are being fed by 2 belts, so it's not quite the same situation, right? So 60 each, that would be 4. But because they're being fed by 2 separate belts, we can feed 4 on each side. So it'll be the same. It'll be 8 constructors each for beams and pipes. What's up with that clipping right there? That bothers me. Oh well, there's no time. We gotta keep moving. There's 6 and 8. Okay, we're making steel beams. Just barely have enough cable here. Okay, we're making pipes. Check our power. Yikes. Yikes. Okay, only thing left, we need to set up, we need to find room to set up, 2 storage containers. Basically, it's gonna be, you know, right up against the wall here. Okay, nice. Happy with that. Beams are collecting, pipes are collecting. Steel outpost is done. For now. Now we need to just collect a few more cables and head out to our coal generators. Maybe a little bit of concrete too. Got some concrete here. Okay. Going down, and then going back. Okay, looking all right on time. One more outpost completed. Feels good. We need some cables. You know, I thought about putting the central hub here, right in the middle of the outpost, but I was thinking about, you know, you don't only need room for your storage containers, which, you know, that's a significant amount of room, because you're not just going to have like 2 storage containers, right? You're going to have like 10 of each component. You know, that's the way you build a storage hub. I think that's right. But you need train stations, you know, basically on you can do like on one side, which would be like a really long, narrow storage, like a transit area for your storage hub, or you could do that like on every side of your storage hub. And I just don't think there's enough room here to do that in the way that this doesn't look really like overly crowded and just not very clean. Okay, we've got our cable. We've got a good mix of components. You can see on the right side of my screen there, I've got, you know, like a to-do list of things that we're going to need. I've already placed the 16 coal generators just in line with the 15 that we already had. And we're going to use a new setup to power these 16. Not to power them, but to supply them with water. So before we had, you know, used two water extractors per set of 5 coal generators because of the fact that pipes are limited to 300 cubic meters per minute, right? That's the max flow rate, 300 cubic meters. And water extractors extract at a rate of 120, so if you had 3 water extractors, that would be, you know, 360, and your pipes couldn't handle it. But someone more creative than I am, the really cool dude that runs one of the satisfactory calculator websites, Greeny. I was talking to him, and he like showed me this layout that you could use to kind of overcome that restriction of 300 cubic meters per minute. So first, let's just clear out this water area here. Let's see if I've got my chainsaw on me. There we go. Whoa! Got some surprise fauna attacks there. This is the respawn, I guess, that I haven't dealt with yet from the patch. Sorry if I shouted. Sorry. It surprised me there. Okay, let's go take care of this one. So basically, the ratio is 1 Mark 1 miner on a pure node to 8 coal generators to 3 water extractors. Okay, that's the ratio that's ideal to make the most of all of your coal from the Mark 1 miner. Obviously, Mark 2 miner, you can double it up to 16 coal generators, but then you need 6 water extractors. So that's what we're going for here. I've placed my 16 coal generators, and now we've got to find a spot for 6 water extractors. I haven't tested this, which is, probably a mistake, but we're going to see if we can squeeze in 6 water extractors right over here. Okay, of course that doesn't fit. Okay. So let's just cross our fingers here. Production water extractor. Okay. Here's one. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. Water's not deep enough. Okay. Here's one. Let's just put this down here. This is... Okay, so if we get too far, it's not deep enough. Need to... Okay, one. Can we fit one on this side? What do you mean it's not deep enough? It's clearly deep enough. Okay. We're going to have to find another spot here. Maybe this direction. I guess it's the... Okay, this may not have been deep enough. That does make sense. This is pretty shallow. We gotta look for that... The water's a little bit darker to signify that it's deep enough for a water extractor to function. But we need room for 6. And, if possible, I want them to look... I guess maybe I just have to abandon the hope that it's going to be, they're going to be in a line. We'll just have to make the best of it. That's weird. What just happened there? Went down a level. Okay, let's check out our water depth there. Clearly over there, there are pockets where it's deep enough. We need to do some foliage clearing. Oh my, was that a fauna attack or gas damage? Oh, spitter. Okay. Water extractor. Not deep enough. Oh man. Okay, so this works. Doesn't look like it should. I'm basically on the ground here. 1. Okay, let's try to line it up as best we can. 2. So I'm looking into the water at the bounding boxes to try to line them up as best as you can, because you can't use foundations to align here. So there's 3. It's a good start. Now, if I could fit 3 more here, man, wouldn't that be nice? one. There's no way. Yeah. Resource is not deep enough. Okay. Can I get 3 over here? Okay. Okay, so there's 1. Maybe I should just move this, right? Okay. This might work. Like I've got a good feeling about it. Okay, 1. Don't tell me it's not deep enough. It's deep enough. Oh, come on, really? Oh. Yeah, I wish there was a little more consistency here. Okay, we need 1 more. I'm just going to drown myself in frustration. Okay. If I could get 1 more here, it would be so perfect. You know, the bounding boxes, it says I'm encroaching, but I don't think that I am. Yeah, like I could fit 1 right here if only it were deep enough. Okay, what about... I don't think this is gonna work, but let's try it. No, I'm not encroaching anyone's clearance. The bounding boxes are fine. Okay, it's just not deep enough. Huh. Okay, we've got to find a spot for 1 more water extractor. Maybe it's here. I don't think this is going to be deep enough. But I'd love to be wrong. Whoa! I think, did you see it? It was like not grayed out. Okay, this clearly shouldn't be deep enough, but it is. And I'm not going to fight it. I would love if we could get it a little more closely aligned, though. That would be great. I think we can, too. Yeah, there's just no rhyme or reason to this. Like, we're basically on the ground again here. But, you know, it's working. So, here is the trick to overcoming the limit of 300 cubic meters per minute. We're basically going to... Man, it's been a while since I worked with pipes. Let's grab our pipe. Let's get this as close to like straight as possible here. Now let's put a junction. Can we put a junction right there? Perfect. Love that. And we're going to bring a pipe over here. actually a little too close. Okay. Let's say right here. Now we'll do the same thing. We'll bring this pipe directly out. How far out did we go? Okay. So here, and then a junction. Come on. Work with me here. I swear the last one just snapped to the end, no problem. Right, this one is not playing nice. Right? Like I'm not crazy. Yeah, that looks great. Okay, there we go. I don't know why that was so difficult. That doesn't look quite aligned, but you know, we're gonna go with it. And we're gonna do it one more time over here. Foundation. Let's get our pipe. Okay. One more junction. Work with me. Okay. So you have to kind of like move your cursor a little bit offset of where you think you need to be. But, okay, in the end, we've got our 3 water extractors hooked up in a row, right? Now this, if the water was going all the same way, like if the water were all going westward here, the pipe could not support all 3. But if we have the pipe exiting, or the water exiting these pipes from both ends, you know, like one going west and the other east, and you know, water can flow both ways unless there's a pump involved, and there's not a pump yet. If you had a that is worth mentioning, that if you had a pump here, you see how the pump is going west, then the water could no longer flow to the east, like beyond this pump, even if the pump was unpowered. The pump will cause all of the water west of the pump to only be able to flow, you know, west from the pump. It can't flow east from the pump. But because there's no pump, you know, this water can flow both directions. So we'll have, you know, 120 water per minute, or cubic water per minute, from this pump, and just assuming it's split evenly, we'll have another 60 from this pump. So that's 180 water per minute on this side, and 100, like actually it'll be 60 here, 60 here, and then here, when we add this second water extractor, we'll be up to 180 from the additional 120 cubic water per minute from the water extractor. Now, I think we want to actually go underneath our platform here. You know, you want to keep the pipes as level as possible, as level as, you know, like the terrain allows, so that you don't have to use a lot of pumps to overcome the head lift. You know what, actually, we could just go straight out. There's no need to, like, you know, go to the west. We've got this junction here. We can just go straight out from the junction. And we're going to go under our platform. Just gonna put down foundations just because. Don't die to the fluffy tail hogs. Hopefully those will not be respawning now post-patch. Okay. Just so we're, yeah, just look and see where you need to place your support so that the pipe is straight. Apparently, or allegedly, you know, having your pipe as straight as possible is beneficial. What's the max length on pipes here? Okay, it looks like the same as belts, about 24, 25. (22, 23, 24). Okay, so 25 is okay, 26 is not okay. I wonder, do we want to use a wall segment here? Put down a wall. Wall. And then use a wall hole. Go down one, there we go. Can we get a pump? I feel like we can. Let's try that. So we'd have another hole. Is that too low? I need to be up there. Okay. Right here. And now we're going to use our vertical. And we need a pump. Pipeline pump. Right at the bottom here. Direction going up. Let's take some berries. I think that will work. Yeah, I think that will work nicely. And then once you've got the water up, let's just consider. Let's consider where the other pipe will be coming from. It's unfortunate. Okay. So right at the end, that's nice. Let's put up some walls. Okay. Don't have a lot of time left, but I can quickly clear out some of this foliage. Okay, nice. So we don't need this. And our pipe just runs under here. Well, can I do this without using these? I may need a pump here. Wall hole right there. Let's put a pump. Okay, make sure it's pumping upwards. Oh god, I hate that. Is there no way to... Can we rotate that pump? Yeah, we can. Oh, but when you rotate it, it pumps down. Alright, we gotta live with it. Actually, I think the better solution is just to remove these walls after you've got a place, right? Yeah. For sure. Okay, so now we'll put our... Oh, it's not on the ground floor anymore. Yeah, let's just go on the ground. Let's go back to 2D. Okay, we're in the center of this. So this will supply 4. This is half of the water from our 3 extractors. It will supply 4 coal generators. It's 3. This is 4. So I think the best way to do this is to go. So this would be equal. Let's go back 1 space. Let's see if we can add our junction. Come on. There we go. And then we hook it up. And it's completely straight. Perfect. And then on the other side, we've got... Oh. Well, you know, ideally this would have been farther to the side, but that's fine. It should work. We just need to... We're still in 2D mode. Let's see how much space we've got here. Can... Nope. Too close. Same thing. Okay, let's just go here. This is fine. No. Okay. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Is that right? Like, is that the turn that I want? It's fine. I can be happy with that. Okay. So this, let's just put a junction here. Placement of these junctions is really just unnecessarily finicky. Yeah, that's not it. See, it's just completely in the air. Oh. Nope. Maybe if I stand on top of the pipe. Oh. Thought I had it. How many minutes have we wasted just trying to... God, it's so... Like, I need to turn my mouse sensitivity way down. There, because it's just like a hair's breadth from you know, yes or no there. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, perfect. I know this can just supply water to the next 4 if I had concrete. But I think that that gets the idea across. And then we'll just bring our coal on top of that. And that's where we'll start in the next episode, bringing our other coal line, which is, right on the other side here, you can see it, just around this side, over the top of the water. And we'll bring the water from our other 3 water extractors over to the far set of 8 coal generators. Easy peasy. So thanks for watching. Things are about to get pretty intense here in the outpost in the desert as we start, transporting components from all of our completed outposts to each other, to storage hubs. We're going to unlock tiers 5 and 6 finally. It's going to be great. So, just keep hitting that like button, and I'll see everyone in the next episode.